What's going on, family? Listen, this video right here, we're going to talk about exposing the narcissist. And the reason that I'm doing this video is because I know a lot of you guys feel extremely betrayed by what the narcissist did to you, and you want to expose them to the public. And I just wanted to give you guys some game from somebody that has done it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give you guys 6 things. I wrote down a list of 6 things that I want to share with you guys before you expose your narcissist. These are just things to think about. And the first thing I want to say is I feel like it's a personal choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel like you need to expose your narcissist for whatever reason, then I say go for it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of channels, they will tell you, you know, you shouldn't expose a narcissist. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. And I absolutely get it, but I also don't think that every situation is the same. So in my situation, I felt like I needed to expose the narcissist because the hoovering on the backside was getting so out of hand that it was like, okay, how do I stop the level of hoovering that I was getting? I mean, I was getting the back-to-back different pages on social medias. I was getting random text messages and all of that kind of stuff. And part of that was because I am in a co-parenting situation with the narcissist, so I couldn't just completely go no contact. But this video right here, we just gonna tap into 6 reasons or 6 things that I want you guys to just think about before you expose the narcissist. And like I said, I actually did it. I feel like it's a personal choice. If you need to do it in your own personal situation and you feel like that's the best thing for you to do in your situation to get in front of your problem or whatever the case may be, I stand behind that decision wholeheartedly because, like I said, I had to do it in my situation. So, like I said, a lot of channels will tell you not to do it, and a lot of channels will tell you, you know, warn you against doing it. And this video is kind of like a warning, but it's also kind of like it's situational. You got to do what you got to do for your situation. So the first thing and the obvious thing is, before you expose the narcissist, understand that they will want revenge. You know what I'm saying? You got to expect that they are going to try to get back at you in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to get back in some type of way. They're going to try to get their lick back. If you go to social media or anything like that, they may go to their social media page and do it that way. They may run a smear campaign behind the scenes on you. And my whole thing is about the smear campaign that's ran behind the scenes. It's like, who cares? Because it's like, first of all, I don't deal with none of y'all anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? You are exposing me or telling people lies about me that I don't deal with on a daily basis anyway. So it's like, okay, those people are going to believe what they want to believe. And those people are only hearing one side of the story. And if you have a person that only wants to hear one side of the story and doesn't even want to hear your side at all, then you don't need those people in your life anyway. You know what I'm saying? So number one, they will try to take revenge on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to expect that to be in the mix if you're going to try to expose them in any type of way, especially on social media. And I actually did go to social media because of the circumstances in my situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was having a lot of things done to me via social media. So I felt like, you know what I'm saying, in my situation, I kind of needed to fight fire with fire. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I wholeheartedly get you guys that want to expose and feel like you need to go through social media because you are being smeared through social media in some type of way, shape, or form, or just the circumstances of your situation have made it to where social media will probably be the best outlet for you to do that on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I said, everybody's situation is a little different. I can't speak to everybody, but this is what happened in my situation. You know what I'm saying? So the second thing is to expose the narcissist. you have to expose yourself to. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you ever seen those movies where, you know what I'm saying, like a grenade is thrown and some courageous person has to jump on the grenade to basically save his whole team, his whole, like a lot of army movies like that, where somebody will, you almost have to sacrifice yourself, you know what I'm saying? So for you to expose the narcissist, you have to expose a lot of your own weaknesses, you know what I'm saying? And the narcissist knows that they playing on that, you know what I'm saying? So if you go and start telling what the narcissist did to you, it's gonna be a lot of people that kind of look at you and be like, well, why'd you put up with it? Well, why'd you do this? Well, why'd you do that? Well, you know what I'm saying? Well, you stayed, or you know what I'm saying? And so you are not gonna be looked at as, as a victim in the situation. It's a lot of people that's going to be looking like, well, that was a choice that you made. That, that was a choice that you chose to do that. You chose to be with this person. You chose because they either never dealt with the narcissist or are narcissistic themselves or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, it's like you have to be willing to sacrifice your own reputation, your own situation, everything. You have to be willing to do that. And I've always been the type of person that's willing to do that. You see what I'm saying? So in my situation, it was like dangerous for the narcissist to deal with me because I came from nothing. I understand what it means to like come from the mud and get it from the mud and like have to like, you know what I'm saying? So I guess, in the situation with me, it was kind of like, well, if I do this to this person or if I do this to him, you know what I'm saying? He got so much going on for himself that he's not going to want to put it out there or expose anything that I did to him or whatever the case may be, because, he's not to expose me is to expose him. And it's going to make him look less than what a lot of people may think that he is. You see what I'm saying? So I think that was a lot of the play that the narcissist tried to play on me. She was trying to use my own ego against me. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of what you guys got to get past is your own ego will keep you trapped into a situation where you won't say anything because you're like, well, how is this going to make me look? This is going to make me look bad too. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be willing to dive on your own grenade. You know what I'm saying? That's like the best analogy that I could put on this. You know what I'm saying? It's like you are not going to blow the narcissist up without blowing yourself up too. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to accept whatever comes with you exposing them. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get a lot of backlash from a lot of different people. And that kind of leads me into number 3, is that you will be met with victim blaming. You know what I'm saying? So number 3 is a lot of people will, again, look at you and say, it goes back to my point, my original points was, a lot of people will look at you and say, well, you stayed, you dealt with this person for this long, or you couldn't see the red flags, or you should have saw this and you should have saw that. And they honestly don't understand narcissistic abuse, obviously. You know what I'm saying? They obviously don't understand that this person is extremely talented in lying. You know what I'm saying? Basically, they don't understand, like, the same way people get good at different hobbies, and okay, this person is okay. Like I used to play ball, I used to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? So over the years, over all of the years that I played basketball, I got extremely good. Like I didn't make it to the pros or anything, but I was better. I was way better than your average bed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you think about somebody that has had years and years. The narcissist that I was dealing with was 40. You know what I'm saying? Well, she's like 41, 42 now. So it's like this woman has gone from her younger years all the way through to like middle age, playing men. Playing, and a lot of narcissists have been through a lot of different things, especially sexually, and I think she definitely has gone through some things sexually to the point where it, you know, like in our community, we say they jumped off the porch early. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like in her situation, she jumped off the porch early when it came down to, you know, sex, when it came down to sexual things. So you got to think about all of the ways that all of the techniques that she has learned over the years to manipulate men. And then she uses her looks as well. You know what I'm saying? So if you are an unaware empath, or if you are a person that is hurt yourself and you haven't healed your own internal wounds and stuff like that, and you're looking for validation, and you're thinking that you're this type of person that will, you know, I just want somebody that's going to love me back and that's, you know, on my same page. You feeling like what, you're an attractive person, and then you meet an attractive person, and then you feel like you deserve this person, or they deserve you, or whatever the case may be, because you feel like y'all are on the same level, I guess, whatever the case may be. And then when you start looking at things like that, it's kind of like, but you don't really look into the person. You know what I'm saying? You look at the outer extent. You look into the fantasy of like, okay, I feel like I'm this type of person, and I feel like that person is this type of person, and I feel like we will be a good match. And then you try that out, and then you realize that this person isn't nowhere close to who they're portraying to be. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, you know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I know you guys that have been through it know exactly what I'm talking about right now. So yeah, so number 3 is you will be met with a lot of victim blame. And it's going to be a lot of people that's going to look at you and be like, well, you should have known better. That was your choice. You didn't have to choose to deal with that person when they don't understand narcissistic abuse at all. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the number 4, the fourth thing that I had was some people just won't believe you. You know what I'm saying? So that's going back to kind of the previous one of the victim blaming. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some people that, especially the flying monkeys, that are just going to be on the narcissist side. You know what I'm saying? They're going to take the narcissist story at face value, the same way you did when you first came into the situation. Like, you were a new supplier one time before too. So the new supplier that they're with now, they're going to take whatever the narcissist is saying at face value and just not believe anything that you want to say. Not that you're exposing these people to the new supply anyway. I didn't expose the narcissist to the new supply. He may have seen what I put on my social media and everything, but it was like, my situation was so bad, and it involved children, and involved families and stuff like that, that I felt like it goes back to, for me, the reason that I exposed was goes back to the point that I was making about jumping on your own grenade. Like, I've always been the type of person that when something happens in my life, I'd like to get in front of the problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person that likes to sit back and wait for things to happen. Like, even in the streets, like when certain things would happen, like if I heard somebody had beef or something like that, I would always be like, you know what I'm saying? I would go and I wouldn't just let beef fester. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? If I heard it was a problem or something like that, I was approaching the situation, because I don't need you sneaking behind me 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, and I'm thinking that it's all over with and that everything is all good. And then, you know, now, and I'm lowering my guards because I'm thinking it's sweet or something like that. Now I'm gonna come at you and I'm gonna see what's up now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna check the situation right now, right here, right now, and see what's up. And let's put it out there, and let's, you know, let's get the lines established, basically. Like, let's get the lines established on what we doing here. You know what I'm saying? So when it came down to it, it was like, that's kind of the same scenario. Let's get the boundaries established on this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was what's that, number 4, I believe. So yeah, so we got, they'll seek revenge on you. To expose the narcissist is to also expose yourself. You're gonna have to jump on that grenade. You know what I'm saying? The third one is you won't go unscathed. I'm sorry, I think I skipped that one. You won't go unscathed. And that goes kind of back to the point before that was it goes back to the grenade references. When you jump on top of that grenade, you're going to take, you know what I'm saying? You're going to take some damage. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be just a smooth, just like, okay, you expose a narcissist. Like I said, when you expose a narcissist, you expose certain things in yourself. And it's going to be a lot of people that kind of look at you and I guess probably start to see certain weaknesses that you have because you've exposed a narcissist. So in my case, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I have a certain reputation in my area, you know what I'm saying? I have a certain reputation. So it's like, for me to come out and expose the narcissist, it's kind of making, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of one of those things where it'll make you look like, okay, you got a dude that been through it all, been through it in the streets, been through this, been through that, been through, you know, playing ball and all of that kind of stuff. Like I'm battle tested, you know what I'm saying? But then you get me on here talking about narcissistic abuse and talking about being narcissistically abused by a woman. You know what I'm saying? And then when people see this woman and they see how charming she is and they see how sweet she is and see how attractive she is and all of that kind of stuff, they look at her like, oh, this dude's soft, this dude does, this dude, because they don't understand narcissism. They don't understand like what this person, like the level of evil, you know what I'm saying? Like how spiritual this is, you know what I'm saying? They don't understand what comes behind narcissism, you know what I'm saying? They look at the person for the person the same way that you did when you first met them or when you first saw them. And it's going to make you, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to leave out of the situation unscathed. Basically, you're not going to walk away from the situation. And it's just going to be like, I exposed this person and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you're going to have some type of blowback from that situation. You're going to get some, when you sling the mud, you're going to get some mud on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just in reality, you know what I'm saying? It's a difficult thing to deal with, especially if you're not used to that. Like I said, I kind of got used to that over the years because this isn't the only abusive situation. Like I've been dealing with levels of abuse that I didn't even understand that I was dealing with. And I think that's where we go into the conversation of like the super empath and all of that kind of stuff. Like a lot of people will talk about the super empath and a lot of the narcissists was, oh, they're just grandiose narcissists and they're just this and they're just that. And like, nah, I don't even look at being a super empath as like a super badge of honor. It is in a sense because you have overcame a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you've overcame, but any super empath that is, you know, like I'm sure all of the super empaths that's on this channel, if you watch this video, get in the comment box and let me know if you had an extremely hard life or not. You know what I'm saying? I know you did. You know what I'm saying? Like all super empaths have been through so much trauma and so many different things that it's like we almost desensitize in the way of a narcissist, but we still keep our empathy. You know what I'm saying? We still keep our love for people. We still keep our love for humanity and all of that kind of stuff. But when it comes down to it, we have the same defenses, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, but it's usually only geared towards the toxic people, you know what I'm saying? So if I meet somebody that's toxic and they start to treat me a certain type of way, I almost mirror them perfectly, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you start trying to give me the silent treatment, I don't have no problem with giving it right back to you, because it's like, I don't need you either, you know what I'm saying? You want to treat me as if I am lower than you or something like that, and I'm like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can go and you can get kind of into like petty arguments and petty wars and stuff like that because, you know, of you also standing your own ground, and it is what it is. But like, yeah, I am that person when it comes down to it. It's like, not on a petty level, but when it comes down to it, if I know that I'm in the right, if I know that I didn't do something wrong to a person, then I'm going to stand on what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? And if that causes me to have to distance myself from you and leave your presence and just not be around you no more, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. So, like I said, I'm going to go back to the list. So the first thing is they're probably going to try to take revenge on you. The second thing is to expose the narcissist is to expose yourself to basically put the narcissist out there is to jump on your own grenade. You know what I'm saying? And the number three thing is you're not going to go unscathed. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get some blowback. You're going to get some type of repercussion on yourself by exposing them, even if it's just a hit to your own like ego, or a hit to your own reputation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are going to look at you as if you are weak, when they don't even understand the strength that it takes to, number one, go through narcissistic abuse, and then number two, to not only go through it, thrive through it, and then to get to a point where now you're strong enough to actually expose the narcissist and the flying monkeys and all of that kind of stuff. Like, they don't look at that like a strength because they don't know all of the details behind the scenes. You see what I'm saying? So like, don't expect people from the outside looking in to see what you had to go through and all of the hurdles that you had to go through to get where you are now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you will be met with victim blaming. Number four, or actually that's number five now. So number five is some people just won't believe you. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of goes back to, again, the previous one. Like, when I was writing this list, I was kind of thinking in synchronicity of the things that happened in my own personal situation. So I knew the revenge was going to come. You know what I'm saying? I knew that there was going to be some strike backs at me after catching wind that I exposed them on social media. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that was coming. I knew that I had to expose certain parts of myself. I'm comfortable with that. You see what I'm saying? I've always been the type of person that has been able to show his strengths and his weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been afraid to show my weaknesses because we all have them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and then me showing my weaknesses, it gave me a certain level of strength. If that kind of makes sense to you guys, it's like, it gave me a certain level of strength over a lot of people that were afraid to show their weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have never been able to, I have never been afraid to show my weaknesses, and I've never been afraid to try new things and try new things in front of people. Like, I've always kind of pushed the line when it came down to just being versatile and doing new things and trying, okay, well, let me try this and let me try that. And if this doesn't work out, then, okay, maybe I'm a little bit embarrassed or whatever the case may be. But like, so that's always been my mentality. So you have to have that mentality if you're planning on exposing a narcissist. You can't get embarrassed behind people knowing your business now. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to expose the narcissist, people going to know your business. You know what I'm saying? And not only is people going to know your business, but if you have mutual friends with the narcissist, like if you're mutual friends with the narcissist, that person is going to go back and double check with the narcissist, and they're going to get the lies from the narcissist. Then they're going to be torn between two different stories and all of that kind of stuff. So you have to be ready for that kind of stuff. You have to be prepared for that. And a lot of people that I see that have exposed their narcissists wasn't prepared for that, because then they started losing other friends that well, I thought this person was close to me, or I thought this person believed in me, and I thought this person, and then they started realizing that this person was rocking with the narcissist the whole time, you know what I'm saying? Or this person was a flying monkey the whole time, and you didn't even know. Like, so a lot of people will be exposed to you when you start to expose the narcissist. A lot of other people will also be exposed to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something to also think about. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, we went through revenge. We went through to expose the narcissist is to expose yourself. We went through you won't go unscathed. We went through you will be met with victim blaming. You know what I'm saying? People are definitely going to, just not see your side of it. Or if they do see your side of it, they still going to just say, hey, it was your fault. You chose that person. You know what I'm saying? And then some people won't believe you. That goes back to, like I said, victim blaming and all of that kind of stuff. You will have some flying monkeys that they're so locked into the narcissist or whatever the case may be. And then you have some people that are just toxic, and they grew up toxic, and they have toxic ideals. You know what I'm saying? So when they hear your story, they hear the situation, they're not going to see what's so bad about it unless, you know what I'm saying, unless it happened to them. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations where you had to be there. You know what I'm saying? You had to, it was like, if you didn't experience it for yourself, then you don't know how bad it feels to be betrayed by a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people that won't get it. You know what I'm saying? And so the last thing that I had on my list, and I think this is kind of like the most important. I'm not going to say it's the most important, but I'm going to just say, so the best thing that you will feel after exposing the narcissist, like, after I exposed the narcissist, I felt good in the moment, because I felt like, okay, I finally got my side of the story out. I finally got, I finally got that off my chest, and this, that, and the third. And I also felt good for my family, because I felt like I jumped on, like I said, it goes back to number 2 for me. I felt like I jumped on that grenade and took the hit for my family, and I took the embarrassment dead on, straight ahead of of whatever was going to happen in that situation. I took the blunt of that head on, so that it wouldn't hit the people my loved ones. You know what I'm saying? My loved ones that didn't have anything to do with anything in the situation, except for the fact that they're related to me, and I had a situation with the narcissist. Like, I basically brought the narcissist into their life, and now they have to deal with them, you know what I'm saying, the same way that I do. So I felt like in my situation, I needed to jump on that grenade, just to, not only protect myself, but to protect my loved ones that had nothing to do with nothing. They're completely innocent in the situation, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I felt. Like, at the beginning, I felt like, okay, I felt a little bit vindicated, or I felt a little twinge of like satisfaction, but it was real fleeting. So the last thing on my list is the best thing that you will feel after exposing the narcissist. Like, the best feeling that you'll get is indifference. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are going to get to the point where you're going to see that, number one, people don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really, we all have extremely busy lives these days. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on in the world. It's a lot of things that people are going through in their own personal lives, and whatever's going on in the external world is so short and fleeting that it's like, okay, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. That's the hot news of this week. And then the next week, it's like, okay, this is the hot news of this week. And then, tomorrow is this happened. And you know what I'm saying? So social media and the way that things are and all of that kind of stuff, it's like, it's here today, gone tomorrow. So it's like taboo today, you know what I'm saying? But then a month from now, like everybody's kind of looking at it like, oh, well, yeah. And everybody kind of still looks at you like, damn, that's messed up that you're going through that. But nobody actually really cares, you know what I'm saying? Like they're going to continue to move on, live their lives, and not even think about your problems as if whatever you're going through, you're still struggling with your problems day in, day out. You're still living with it, but once people know your business, that's all they really wanted. You know what I'm saying? They just wanted to get in your business. You know what I'm saying? So that's just another thing to think about when it comes down to exposing the narcissist. But for me, I still felt like it was worth me doing it because of the circumstances of my situation. Now, if you are in a situation where you can get out, stay out, don't have any other contact with the narcissist, you don't have any kids with them, you don't have any long-standing ties with them, if you can get away and stay away and don't have to expose them at all, and you can just walk away from the situation and take it as a learning experience, I absolutely suggest that. I would not suggest for anybody, like one of the main things in this video is I don't want to give anybody the gas or the impression that you should just go out and start exposing your narcissist. Like, you have to know your situationally, you know what I'm saying? If you know your narcissist is violent in any type of way or anything like that, and you know that there's going to be some type of violent backlash, I don't suggest you trying to expose your narcissist or any of that kind of stuff. But in my situation, like I said, I felt like that was the best thing for me to do. You know what I'm saying? So you guys got to understand what you're in, understand who you're dealing with, understand the dangers that come along with who it is and what it is that you're dealing with, and you have to make a decision accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys protect yourself, be safe, and like I said, I just wanted to drop these in your, I just wanted to drop these 6 things into your mentality when you're thinking about exposing the narcissist. So hopefully I catch you guys before you have actually exposed your narcissist. But if you guys have exposed your narcissist and you agree with anything on the list, or if you want to add anything to the list, please put it in the comments section. I would love to hear your feedback and understand like what your experience has been after you exposed your narcissist as well. So do you agree with anything that's on my list? Do you want to add anything to the list? Did you see anything that was on my list that was wrong? But like I said, my list was revenge. They're definitely going to try to get back. Like, to expose the narcissist is to expose yourself. That was number 2. Number 3 is you won't go unscathed. Like, you will get some blowback from the situation. Number 4 was you will be met with victim blaming. Like, it's going to be a lot of people that's just not going to be on your side. Some people won't believe you. Again, it's going to be some people that's not on your side. And the last one was the best you will feel is indifferent, like in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the moment, you're going to feel a sense of like a small sense of justice. And even then, it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because it kind of goes back to, by exposing the narcissist, you have to expose yourself. So when you do that, it kind of, it gives you kind of a weird feeling, because it's like, okay, well, yeah, I finally let the world know what this person did to me, but I also made myself look a certain type of way. So now I have a lot of people that is looking at me a certain type of way, or maybe not necessarily looking at me a certain type of way, but now they just look at you like you have negativity attached to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you asked for this to happen to you or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's my video, y'all. I just wanted to drop these on y'all just in case anybody was at that point where they wanted to expose their narcissist and they wanted to get some insight on, or to get some insight from somebody that has actually been through it, man. So I love y'all. I will talk to y'all soon, man. I will tap in with y'all in a minute.